Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's Sector Strategy Career Pathways Committee meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 1 o'clock. My name is Gary Miyashiro, Chair of this committee. I would like to also acknowledge my committee Vice Chair, Lorna Wu. Lorna, this is a public meeting under the open meeting law, and the committee members and public guests are viewing in Zoom. We have staff from the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations in room 317 in case members and guests wish to meet on site. To start the meeting and to document in the meetings, I would ask members and guests to introduce themselves. So I'm going to start from my screen here, which is left to right. I see Charlene. Could you introduce yourself and the organization you're representing?
Hi, I'm Charlene Cardenas. I'm the CEO of MC3 Technologies, and I'm also the president of the Hawaii National Guard State Advisory Council.
Thank you, Charlene. Okay, Michael.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Oh, shoot, can you go on? Hey everyone. No, sorry, we're in the same room, but having some feedback here. So hey everyone, I'm Mike Cardenas, the CTO of MC3 Technologies. So I work for Charlene. She's my boss in all things. She is also fine. But
And you gotta remember
secondary to that, I am a VP of Cybersecurity for AFCEA Hawaii. Thanks for having me today.
Okay, Wes.
Wes Alcamine, Director of Operations, Ololo Community Media, and yeah, I help out with delivery of services.
Okay, Mariko.
Hi, my name is Mariko Miho. I've spent the last 30 years of my career in the philanthropic space. So I'm a consultant now, and my client is Olelo Community Media. Nice to meet you all.
Okay, and I have Lorna. Sure.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lorna Wu. I'm the Assistant Business Manager for the Painters and Allied Trades Union. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lorna. Wanel.
Good afternoon, everyone. Manel Kaneshiro, Hawaii State Department of Education, Workforce Development Branch.
Okay, Tui.
Aloha kako, Tuliana Scanlon, President, IATSE Local 665, IATSE International Trustee.
Okay, thanks, Tui. Julia.
Aloha, Julia Altoff with Developmental Disability Council. And I also facilitate the Transportation, Housing, and Employment Committee for DD Council.
Oh, thank you, Julia. Nicolette.
Hi, Nicolette Vanderlee, Program Manager at UH Community College System for the Good Jobs Hawaii Project.
Thanks, Nicolette. Warren.
Warren Kawano from Hawaii P20. We're an office of the University of Hawaii system.
I know I'm supposed to introduce Bennett first, but then Bennett.
No worries. And by the way, Tui, I love that color shirt. Happy July 4th. Bennett Mistalucha, Executive Director of the Workforce Development Council.
Vanessa.
Good afternoon, everyone. Vanessa Rogers, Vice President of Workforce Development at the Chamber of Commerce, Hawaii.
Thank you, Vanessa. Jay Rojas Letisi.
Got it right. Aloha, everyone. Jade Ross Latisi from the County of Maui Office of the Mayor, focusing on economic development.
Okay, Michael Gonzalez.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Gonzalez. I'm the VP of Operations for MC3 and the Director of the Puea Learning Center in Waina.
Okay, and I got Roger says note taking. Mariko, is that your Roger?
Yes, Carrie, that is.
Okay, so can you introduce him, or can he introduce?
Yeah, Roger McCaig is our CEO and President of Ololo Community Media.
Okay, thank you. So the note takers, we cannot. Okay, Roseanne.
Aloha, everyone. I'm Roseanne Papato from the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, Corrections Education Program Manager.
Okay, we have Shola.
Aloha, everybody. I'm Shola Kahiapo Trevino, and I'm the Digital Opportunities Specialist from the County of Hawaii. I also facilitate the Broadband Hui, which MC3 is going to be on tomorrow. So they just invited me so I can get a little sneak peek of their information that they're going to be sharing. Thanks for having me, everyone.
I've been delinquent, Shola, but okay, is there a second page? Okay, who did we miss here? Okay, I'll have the staff introduce themselves. Evan.
Yes, I'm Evan Palmer. I'm a specialist with the Workforce Development Council.
Okay, Kelly.
Kelly Kitevis, staff with the WDC.
Angie.
Me? Oh, I'm Angela. I'm an intern for the WDC.
And we had, was somebody else that showed up?
This was guest.
Okay, if there's anyone else that's on here, could you please identify yourself and let us know the name and organization?
Okay.
Should I put the chat again?
Sure.
Okay, so it's Mitchell Tani from Kalani High School and okay, thank you. Thank you for introducing yourselves. Let us get started with today's presentation. First, we have Charlene Cardenas, President of the Hawaii National Guard State Advisory Council. She's also one of our classmates from the Citizens Academy. With deep experience in both military service and civilian leadership, Charlene is uniquely positioned to speak out about the barriers service members face when transitioning into Hawaii's workforce and how the Advisory Council can help address workforce gaps. So this might be a great place to find some employees if you're looking. So Charlene.
Hi, thank you for having me. So yes, I'm the Hawaii National Guard State Advisory Council President. We are a non-governmental council and we serve as an advocate for our Hawaii National Guard service members and their families. We exist to support, advise, and enhance family readiness efforts to ensure that the members and our families have access to critical resources, information, and opportunities to improve their well-being and transition. So our council are composed of volunteers. We're all retired guardsmen or spouses of our service members. We hold monthly meetings with the TAG, Major General Stephen Logan, and his leadership team. So some of the new initiatives that we're working on to incorporate into the Guard is workforce development. And so who do we serve? We serve members, service members from the Army and Air National Guard and their military families. So how can we contribute to the labor shortage? So our guardsmen, they possess the discipline, security clearances, technical skills, and they're mission ready. So, fields like cybersecurity, logistics, engineering, IT, and healthcare. And so what we do is we're trying to pair their talent and their skills with organizations that need their help. So I think some of the barriers and solutions that we've come up with is just really how can we partner with employers, schools, and community organizations to streamline veteran hiring pipelines and apprenticeship pathways. So this is kind of what we're doing as we talk about workforce development with Michael Gonzalez, with the Puea Group, with my husband, and that's why we're striving towards trying to really bridge the gap and help along those lines.
So Shirley, maybe
Yes.
what we can do is have you create I guess, career paths. So maybe in IT and maybe in transportation and maybe in, because the Air Guard has almost every position you have outside of the military in civilian life. So I'm sure that the training that they have can fit somewhere. And a lot of the guardmen are just weekend. They don't, you have some active duty. And I think the Air Guard is more so than the Army Guard. But and maybe it's a way that they can actually get better at what they're doing, and it'll help the businesses out here, but then it'll also help the National Guard in that they have people who have more experience down the road.
Yeah.
So does anyone have any questions for Shirley, since we got her on video?
Hi, this
And
is,
maybe yes.
sorry. Hi, Charlene. This is
Oh.
Winnell, Kanisha from the Hawaii State Department of Education. We are always looking for teachers. Not just in our core academic areas, but also on the CTE side. So if you have members who have a certain skill set that are interested in teaching, I'd be more than happy to connect with you.
Yes, definitely.
And Shirley, I can help you connect with Winnell.
Okay, thank you.
And I think maybe Lorna might have, because she's with the painters, the union, the painters union. So that might be somewhere that they can connect, right?
Yeah, that would actually be really great. If people are looking for a career in the finishing trades, so we have painters, glazers, tapers, and floor layers. I wasn't quite sure if that was something some of the people might be interested in transitioning out of and going into the apprenticeship program.
I think so. I mean, because we have a unit, we have civil engineers, and I'm sure that we would have some traction towards that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Tui is going to give a presentation later, but I'm sure that there's a lot of people in the Guard that actually can benefit from that trade. So any other questions? Comments? Thank you, Shirley. Before we open it up. the
Thank
National
you.
Guard-
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Next, we're going to have MC3 Technology. Let's move to our second presentation. We have Michael Cardenas, Chief Technology Officer of MC3 Technologies, who will speak about his cyberspace domain, covering workforce challenges, implications for business and national security, and current workforce pipelines. Michael.
Hey everyone, how's it going? You guys hear me? Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I do really well with slides, so I'm not going to do death by PowerPoint here. We'll go through it really quickly and have a conversation. But thank you for having me. I'm here to represent MC3 Technologies, and really the focus for us here today, and as well as within our business, is really we are a cybersecurity systems integration firm, which is IT, cybersecurity, physical security, all those things that come together to provide holistic solutions to the DoD, which is our primary customer, but also to a lot of local businesses as well. But what we want to talk about here today is workforce development, how to build resiliency into our ecosystems here and provide jobs for our locals, right? So gonna fly through some of these slides. At the end of the day, our vision here within MC3 is really to create a thriving tech and cybersecurity industry in here in Hawaii and create opportunities for local communities to excel, right? So in the end of the day, we want to be a successful business here, do good work, but more importantly, we want to create jobs for our youth here in Hawaii, especially high-paying jobs in this high-paying industry, right? So kind of getting into it, cybersecurity is a team sport. Hawaii wins when we work together, right? And so that's what we're here to talk about, is how do we work together with all the people in the room here to raise awareness about cybersecurity and IT and electronics and all these things, but also how do we connect to those people in the field and the need in the field with people who are seeking jobs, right? How do we take them from beginning to end through training them, giving them, on the job internship experience, to connecting them with employers so that we can, one, build resilience here and security here in Hawaii, but also to create jobs, right, at the end of the day. So, and let's go through a couple of things. Cybercrime's on the rise. I think we all know that. We saw a cyber attack on Hawaiian Airlines just last week. I believe that was probably connected to Scattered Spider. This is just one data point in many where we see increasing threats to local businesses, and it used to be large businesses, but now the targets are small businesses as well as elders within our community. So lots and lots of attacks. It's on the rise, something that we need to address pretty crucially here in the next few months. I'm going to highlight something here. This is our DoD focus. So Hawaii is a strategic location in the Pacific. We host all the critical DoD installations, right? We got Indo-PACOM, we got Pearl Harbor, we got HICM, high value critical infrastructure like HECO and the water utilities. Combine that with there's known state actors who are working against us. So Volt Typhoon, Scattered Spider, who are coming after and trying to infiltrate our infrastructure here in Hawaii and around the Pacific, in Guam, CNMI, American Samoa, right? But all that said, with all that threat and all these things happening in the Pacific, most organizations here in Hawaii, small businesses especially, they lack IT staff, they lack cybersecurity knowledge, they lack the tools to defend themselves. And even more so, almost every small business here has something to do with the DoD supply chain. So what we're trying to do is connect the need for IT and cyber jobs with a clear demand signal that we need to create more professionals on island in IT and cyber. All right, so let's go through a couple slides real quick. Something that I think we all know in this room, every year, thousands of Hawaii residents leave the state for the mainland. Creates this kind of brain drain, right? Where qualified people who could take jobs here are leaving, and replacing them are folks coming from the mainland to Hawaii, taking up the high paying jobs and driving cost of living up here in Hawaii, right? So creates this kind of like continuous loop of difficulty, I guess you would say, here in Hawaii. But what we're trying to do is address this workforce problem here with MC3 and in partnership with folks like Mike Gonzalez and the Poea Group, where we really want to address all the potential jobs that are coming to Hawaii and all the need, which we believe is to the tune of like 10,000 jobs over the next few years in the IT, cyber, and intelligence fields. But begs the question, like, well, where do these people come from, right? You know, we have lots of good programs in the schools, we have lots of good trade programs, but I think what is missing is connecting the talents coming from the schools or different programs with the actual jobs in the field, right? So connecting and bridging that gap is what we see to be the biggest problem or the biggest challenge, right? And so what we're looking to do is one, address the training issues, but also looking to kind of bridge the gap and find partnerships that allow us to train and place people. And it doesn't always have to be at MC3. We want to help other businesses place and retain talent as well. So again, I'm going to skim through this really quickly in the interest of time. But I want to highlight one thing, and this is in collaboration with the Poea Group out in Waianae. It's our IT cybersecurity training programs. So over the past year, we focused on non-traditional delivery through grant and private funding to provide practical skills, industry certifications, and live project work to some of our students out on the west side in Waianae, Nanakuli. What we've done is built a program that funnels them straight into internships, places them with mentors like my engineers here at MC3 Technologies and with our partner organizations.
Well, what's the confusion? I'm just in a meeting, but I'm not having to participate right now.
No, I was confused. So we're flying. So you guys are flying on a different flight than I am.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
I think somebody's unmuted.
Okay, okay. You guys got me? I think we're good now. All right, yeah, so we built a program which provides on-the-job training as well as internships and mentorship, and with the goal of placing our students into real jobs, right? So we work with lots of different organizations, different partners to do this. This is a quick overview of one of our programs focused on cybersecurity training. So it's a 5-month training program that gets them industry certifications from Google, IAC2, Cyber Readiness Institute, and the capstone is actually placing them in an internship with a company, whether that's MC3 or one of our partners, to get them on the job training and experience and some pay as a paid intern as well. So this is kind of some of the ways that we're working to bridge that gap. Working in industry, we know exactly what we need a person to know, the knowledge and skills that they need. So we tailor our programs to a specific industry need at that time. So it's hyper-focused, and the goal is really to train someone and place them into jobs as soon as possible. So a couple of slides here. Some of our industry partnerships, we couldn't do this alone. We work with, again, a whole group of hiring partners. So we work with everyone in industry. These are people that we work with on a day-to-day basis. We hear the problems that they are encountering, these workforce gaps that they have, and we tailor our programs to that with a target of placing them with one of these companies. This is a bit outdated. There's much more today. We also work with several workforce development partners. I see some folks in the room who look very familiar, but Chamber of Commerce, Good Jobs Hawaii. We work with Hawaii Defense Alliance, FCA, P3I, and many, many others to facilitate this training and to kind of work together and create this ecosystem where we're all working together and not recreating work, and hopefully with the same intention, right? Creating good jobs here in Hawaii and allowing our youth and our talent to stay here at home in Hawaii and work here. So this is our team. The one thing I want to highlight from this, our core team, pretty solid here. Sorry, Mike, I'm missing your picture on this slide. But almost every one of these people, and I think there's 14 more that's, this is a bit outdated, people in our company. So there's about 20 of us now. Most, if not all of them, started off as interns. They went through our programs, we trained them, we placed them, we're giving them on-the-job training. We're able to hire full-time at least 4 of these interns to MC3 Technologies. They are performing now on many of our DoD federal-focused cybersecurity contracts. But it's really to highlight, with the right intention and the right programs and the right, processes in place, I think lots of people can benefit from internships and people being placed there for on-the-job training. So what we're hoping to do is kind of recreate this and keep this program going and kind of fill out our partnership and industry partner network so that we can help, work together to build more robust and resilient programs together. So that's my presentation. Hopefully that sheds some light on what we're doing here, and happy to take any questions that you guys may have.
Chair, I have a question.
Sure.
So Michael, thank you for the presentation, and kudos to you for doing what you're doing, especially on the training part. So I noticed that it seems like the interns that you've hired are more on fresh graduates from, college or wherever, but have you seen any uptick on people who are trying to pivot to a new career? Because cybersecurity is relatively new and fresh, and I guess from a future standpoint, there's probably people who would like to upskill so that then they could participate in cybersecurity.
Absolutely. So in our program, so our training program, we had quite a bit of folks out of high school, so no college experience, coming straight out of senior year into our program. We also had transitioning military who had no IT or cybersecurity background as well. We're part of the DoD Skill Bridge program that allows us to bring those folks in as well. But also part of our students were, maybe of the older generation who were looking to transition into IT and cyber. So we have quite an uptick in people wanting to cross-train into cyber, and I actually think that's a really good thing. Cyber requires you to know a lot about a lot of different things. It's not just IT, it's not just computers, it's physical security, emergency management skills, it's a lot of people skills, right? And so I think transitioning into this field can be, with the right amount of dedication, discipline, can be done. I maintain, and this is probably not the best thing to say, that you don't have to go to college and get a 4-year degree to be an IT or cyber. I feel that is much more of a trade, and you can teach a lot of these things, and you need to get more hands-on entry level experience rather than degrees, right?
Are you on our ETPL list?
I don't think we are.
Eligible training provider.
I'm filling that out right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay, I see Wes has a question.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, Wes.
No, Jade, go ahead. I'll go after.
Okay.
Thank you,
Someone else
sir.
has a question.
Sorry about that. Hi, I'm Jade Ross Leticia again from County of Maui Mayor's Office. And question, how do you kind of have a rough number of how many Outer Islanders are participating in this program? I'm guessing the courses are virtual.
So we are partnered with Mike Gonzalez and the Puea Group, and the focus this past cohort was in the Waianae Valley. But our class, specifically the IT cyber class, is 100% remote. It's all online. We built an entire ecosystem where students have access to an instructor at all times throughout the day that will answer their questions. And if that doesn't happen, then an AI bot that some of our college data science interns build will answer their questions. And so it is built with scaling and kind of remote first in mind to get out to the outer islands and eventually out to Guam and American Samoa.
Awesome. Have you guys been doing that outreach yet?
We have done a little bit with, we work with Maui Economic Development Board. We have a few of their STEMworks interns. We spoke recently with the Kauai Economic Development Board, and they had some interest in working together to extend the program there as well.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
We are very much hoping that getting on the eligible training provider list will help us scale as quickly as we would like to. Right now, it's just kind of us, and we have day jobs, but we're working on it.
Michael, I
Michael.
noticed.
Oh,
I
Wes.
noticed you had a few people that went through the program that you hired. Were you recording success stories to use them as promotional marketing for newer clients coming in?
I probably should do that. But no, we've kind of documented it, and Shirlene's really good at social media, but in terms of like creating like a full-blown story, it's something that we know we need to do. And it's pretty amazing stories to be told. So we just got to sit down and put it all together. So
Let us know if you need help with that.
I will. I need a lot of help.
Hey, Michael, I see Roseanne is on,
Yeah.
and they just had a conference, and this is putting people who are exiting prisons. Would that be a problem if they're a felon
You know,
getting a trained and into the workforce?
I don't view that as a problem. Again, I don't view this as a field that requires you to have degrees or anything. It requires discipline, requires you to sit down and be willing to learn. I would say if there's anything, we do quite a bit of DoD work within MC3 anyway. That might pose some problems there, but we do also a lot of commercial work where this wouldn't be a blocker, in my opinion.
Yeah, because one of the examples was they had this prison where they were doing technology, IT work and everything, and the prisoners were getting $25 to $35 an hour working for this business. And the idea was for them to have enough money so they can actually be set when they leave. They can get rent, and they have enough to fall back on. But and we kind of toyed around some ideas on how we can make it work, and I think they can. So I don't know if Roseanne wants to comment on something like that.
Yeah, thanks, Carrie. I actually was taking some notes on your presentation because I was thinking about it. We recently have moved along our tech inside because it's been pretty impossible, to have a secured network that our students would be able to access without going against any of the policies, right? But so one of the things that we've added is Coursera, and that has a bunch of programs that could actually help them prepare for something like what you're talking about. And it would be nice maybe to meet and discuss how I could align things. And then if you are an approved vendor, maybe I could even try to work with you as training inside. I don't know if that's something you would consider, but I think depending on what the different crimes are, because I think some people may be barred from going into a field of cybersecurity if their crime is related, right? But we could work through that screening process, and this is actually something I am really interested in hearing about.
Yeah, I think I'd love to work with you on that, and full transparency, almost our entire course is off of Coursera. What we added on top of that was the background infrastructure, the people to support the learners as they go through that online course that they can fall back on for questions. But
Wow.
yeah, happy to talk through that.
I also wanted to point out that in the context of previously incarcerated folks, I think it would be very helpful to include classes on financial literacy and entrepreneurship with those certifications, because we would want to encourage those folks to go into business for themselves so they don't have to worry about having to explain their past mistakes. Just change their life and take a hold of it themselves rather than depending on anybody else. That's probably a better course of action for those folks.
Yeah, and we have McKinley Community School for Adults helping us with those curriculums and programs as well. So this is an exciting time for us in corrections. And like Carrie was saying, we're really trying to find ways to move forward to help people be more successful upon their release. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, interesting conversation. Do we have any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you. Next, our final presenter is a WDC board member, president of the International Alliance for Theatrical Stage Employees, Local 665. Tui Scanlon was actually the vice chair of this committee before he had his own youth services committee. So now he chairs the youth services committee. He will share about some programs he has in high schools, different career pathways, what the union is about, and how can we actually expand. I think there is a need to expand that business sector. So Tui, if you're ready.
Yep, mahalo. Let me just run through this real quick. I am currently in Hilo for a production boot camp with Naleo TV. They're inviting a bunch of folks from the community that are interested in how to do this thing, who we are, what production is. Before I get started, I just want to say that Hollywood was built on a secret. It was the terminology for gear, the modes of deploying assets, all of those things that were created for film and TV were created specifically to keep folks that were working on Broadway and other shows from just like waltzing in and taking their jobs. That being said, I've been making a concerted effort to reach out to the broader community to try and get folks to understand what it is to work behind the scenes. So again, my name is Tui Scanlon. I'm the president of Local 665, IATSE. We are the union behind entertainment in Hawaii. This was thrown together last minute because I have been actively prepping for this production boot camp. So I've made this slideshow in about 30 minutes. Please forgive the sort of staccato nature of this. So the IATSE is the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. The Alliance represents nearly 176,000 technicians, artisans, and allied crafts across the US and Canada in film and TV, trade show, and live event sectors of the entertainment industry. We are the largest entertainment union in the US. And Local 665 has jurisdiction over the state of Hawaii. We represent over 700 members in the state of Hawaii across all of the counties. I think we have something like 800 or 900 folks working towards membership. We negotiate agreements for stagecraft, for Broadway, ballet, concerts, trade shows, those type of agreements in the state of Hawaii. For commercial work, as in like advertising work, and for film and TV projects, everything from reality TV shows to the big budget feature-length films are negotiated on a national scale, and we are just one part of that. We have a local 665 Health, Welfare, and Annuity Trust, and we also are a participant in the IATSE National Benefit Fund pension plan. So the advantages of union work. Why go union in the first place? The union contracts and agreements that have been negotiated create thriving wages. The lowest you would normally find, I mean, there are low budget agreements, but generally speaking, on stage, the lowest rate of pay for anyone, including for interns, it would be $33 an hour. On film and TV, it's more like $45 an hour. And it goes upwards from there. On paper, the contract minimum for the highest rate of pay is $128 an hour before overtime and before double time. They are grueling hours. I will throw that out there. It's not your normal 9 to 5. And this industry is not for the faint of heart, and that's just an industry symptom. But the union does its best to create minimum wages and conditions that are beneficial towards the people who are working in the industry. We provide healthcare and composite rates for all of the dependents of plan participants, grandfathered in from the before times, from the long, long ago. There is a composite rate that is offered to all plan participants, and whether you have 0 dependents or 20 dependents, that composite rate covers everyone in your family. Retirement, we provide for annuity and pension. So the annuity and pension contributions that are made by your employer are either made based on the number of hours you've worked, the number of days you worked, or a combination of both. So for healthcare, it's an hourly contribution. For annuity, it is daily, and for pension, it is both hourly and daily. And training, we have industry-specific modules it is sometimes difficult to offer the intellectual property of the Internationals Training Trust Fund to non-union workers. However, we have folks that can reach out and hold basic lectures and demonstrations for folks who are interested in how to get this done, much like I am doing in Hilo right now. Also, members have access to free LinkedIn Learning accounts for the full breadth and scope of LinkedIn Learning. We have online and in-person training, and also on-the-job training, which is by far, I think, the most priceless of teachers is the opportunity for failure and the opportunity of success. And also contract minimums are exactly that. So the union negotiates for minimum standards. Anyone with a niche skill set or equipment can, if they so choose, negotiate for higher rates or better benefits. We just establish the floor, and they are allowed to increase that and negotiate for an increase as far away as they can. A lot of times when people look at film and TV work, they think gig work. It's quick, fast money. It's not really a job with any kind of longevity. But when you add all of these components together, this is what makes a career. These components create the thriving wage conditions for people to buy homes in Hawaii without higher ed. And I will also say that higher education is wonderful and amazing and very necessary for the expansion of one's mind, but it is not necessary to have a 4-year bachelor's degree or even a 2-year associate's to thrive and purchase a home in the state of Hawaii because of this work. We represent folks from all across skill sets and sectors. So we represent everybody across behind the scenes, whether that's being in grip, lighting, or cinematography. If you're a hairstylist, a costume maker, builder, or maintainer, if you're I think I said makeup artist already. If you are a prop maker, someone who builds the sets, if you're a greensman who work with the literal plants that are around on a film set, when you see Jurassic World, every blade of grass that's there is accounted for by somebody. All the vines you see hanging in Jungle Cruise, those are our people. We're well-versed in working inside and outside, but definitely much more experienced in working exterior film shots through the night and through the morning. On to the next one. So there has also been a narrative that Hawaii film and TV industry does not provide any benefits to the state itself. That the value of this place is then extracted, both cultural value and monetary value is extracted from the state and just sent elsewhere. And that is patently false. According to a DBED study, which you can see the link on the bottom if you want to check it out for yourself, in 2022, 8.2% of visitors were influenced by Hawaii's on-screen presence. 4.8% of them came just because of that. That's 190,500 tourists. 14% of visitors, 8.6% from Korea. 14% from Japan, 8.6% from Korea, 7.5% from Oceania. Listed Hawaii's film industry as the only reason why they came here. It equated to 4.5 million visitor days, $1 billion in visitor spending, approximately $544 million in household wages, and $121 million in state tax revenues. That is the auxiliary economic benefit. That does not have anything to do with the direct spend, direct economic impact. I think in 2022, it was somewhere around the vicinity of $726 million of economic impact. So there's significant benefits to not only the state revenue coffers, but also to the businesses that surround a film. There's no way to create a film by bringing everything from out of town. The hardware stores, the restaurants, the hotels, the rental car businesses, the attractions afterwards for folks in their downtime. I mean, you name it. When a film community is empowered in an area, it springs like a wellspring, like an oasis. Atlanta was a dead zone for production, and suddenly they offered incentives. And then before you knew it, workforce housing, industry, building industry resources, retail resources, you name it, and infrastructure as well. The roads had to be maintained because they needed space for bigger trucks. There is almost no limit to what economic impacts can be gained from empowering this industry. The limit really is the amount of funding that a state has that they can provide it with. Some of the limiting factors. Apart from the national contraction of the industry, there are several factors into that, but to break it down in very like baseline foundational terms, international competition is difficult. New Zealand, countries in South America, they offer a high currency conversion rate. I think in New Zealand, it fluctuates from $1.67 or $1.74 NZ to the US dollar over lunch. And then their tax incentives, their film infrastructure are decades ahead of us because they have invested in their film and TV industry and the cultural components thereof. They are far and away ahead of us by at least, I want to say conservatively 17 years, conservatively, excuse me. The rumor mill. So this is something that's not working for us in our favor. There were delayed payment of tax refunds to shows that submitted their tax filing in time and on time. They had several different audits go through. A third party CPA audited their receipts. The DBEDS Creative Industries Division audited their receipts. And then when it got to dough tax, no knock to that department, they're just understaffed. And when you have to look at a stack of paperwork 3 feet high with 6 people available to look at it, it takes a long time. But as a result, NCIS Hawaii, one of the reasons why it got canceled is because of the delay in their tax refund. So they waited for something like 3 years to get their initial tax filing refund. And that stymied the momentum of projects coming to Hawaii. Infrastructure is another obstacle that we have to overcome. We have minimal purpose-built facilities for filming and even fewer for post-production and VFX and editing. VFX, post-production and editing is where the money is at. Folks who can do those things, who are well-versed in those areas, make significantly larger numbers, larger amounts of money than what I had just mentioned before. For good reason, because that's the last final buff and polish that you need to make a movie pop, so to speak. Logistics, and this is something that we can't really do much about. It's difficult getting a production to Hawaii, plain and simple. You can't just pick up and drive to the next town over. It does benefit us because it's harder to bring workers from out of town here, which makes it more compelling to hire locally. But still, there's more than just the workforce that's at stake here. The workforce has never been an issue in any conversation of the limiting factors of bringing work here in the film and TV industry. Plain and simple. It's just difficult to bring all the stuff to migrate all of your home base from Atlanta to Hawaii. It's just tough and expensive. And business uncertainty. Legislative disagreements create instability in Hawaii's film tax incentive. It does not provide business surety. An example is HB 796, which would have sunsetted all tax incentives in 5 years and then annual reductions after that. This is a problem for film and TV. We would not be the only ones that would be affected by this. But when there's a 9-year runway, we have 9 years until our sunset. Then HB 796 comes along, proposes cutting off 4 years of that runway. If pre-production for a TV show takes 18 months, and then the logistics of getting things started take another 6 months, that means you maybe have 3 years to be successful in a TV show in Hawaii, which is the bread and butter. That is the thing. Those are the types of projects that make it possible for people without a college degree to buy homes in Hawaii and thrive and put their kids through college. But when you've only got 3 seasons to make it, here versus in New York, where they've just funded it for $800 million, almost in perpetuity, it's kind of a no-brainer. No one even wants to write shows for here, because why bother? You won't, if you know you've only got a quarter tank of gas, why would you even drive? You might as well go somewhere else that's closer to you, that's cheaper gas for your car to get there in the first place, if that makes sense. Ways to encourage this industry. For the DOE and for UH, I would say, especially in early education, encourage students to participate in the arts of all kinds. AV departments are huge, but so are woodshop classes, drawing and art classes like singing and dancing. So it does not just tactile art. Even auto shop is a huge one. I don't even know if that exists in the DOE anymore. It used to in my day, and that's dating myself. Incentivize participation in building school events. And that's an internal thing. I don't know what that looks like, but encourage student volunteers to build school plays, to hang the lights and the curtains and ring out the audio for the school play, to set up the chairs for assemblies, to build the stage and the costumes and the lei for May Day, to get them involved in sporting events, like operating the scoreboard and audio and broadcast for those events. That'll get them used to the nomenclature and used to the types of things that you'd have to do in a day-to-day. We also need to build curriculum in UH, and I know that's not something that can be done overnight. It's going to take a lot of time, because of places like ACM have wonderful digital facilities, digital content creation facilities, and it actually has space for folks to learn how to create a film, but there's not really any curriculum around it. Like, there's not lighting and cinematography. There's not set carpentry or hairstyling or makeup artists, things of those nature. Costume building is not something that's prolific there. And I think there's a lot of space to create that curriculum, and incorporate industry workers in the classrooms, breaking the paper ceiling, as it were, because these folks don't have degrees, but have spent 30 years behind the camera. Taking those folks with the relevant experience in the game to bring them in front of students and have them lecture on the practical application of assets to creating film, super important. And then also pushing safety and general industry training, OSHA 10, first aid, CPR, lift certifications for scissor lifts and bucket lifts. Absolutely huge. There's a world of overlap in the Venn diagram of the many other industries that exist, and all of those folks have a place in our industry and can find one. For state and county initiatives, supporting film and TV legislation. If there are bills that come up over the course of the next legislative session that you have questions on, please reach out to me. We can use all the help we can get. Expanding permitting access to ag and conservation land. That seems scary at first. I will tell you, I've personally worked in Kualoa for more than a decade. And especially when hiring locals, it behooves us to take care of this place because we live here. It's our backyard. And the more we take care of the space, the more likely it is we get to use it again for another job. It is renewable in that way. And I love my friends and family in the construction industry, but once they create a building, that's staying there for many, many years, and the landscape will forever be changed. We, however, can reuse Kualoa Ranch over and over and over again. There are other properties like Parker Ranch, like Scouting America has how many hundreds of acres worth of conservation land that could be utilized for it, but the permitting process prevents them from getting there. Tax policy, streamlining the tax refunds for these film and TV projects. I'm not saying expedite them, but there has to be a clearer path for business surety for these. Let's be real, film and TV is a business, right? It's more than just entertainment. But in order for these folks to have the business surety that they need to bring this work here, they need to be assured that when they file tax returns and they claim the tax incentive, the tax credit, that they will get a timely return. And also go and watch live events in your area and donate to creative spaces and theaters. I mean, I long for the days of old when not just the wealthy would invest in pet projects like building a library or building a new theater, but that the populace valued it more. I think it's important to encourage local content creation, like original plays, original works of art. Like, go to a museum, go to your local play, go to Hawaii International Film Festival. Just be a part of it and learn what you like and what you don't like. Maybe you are already a film buff. Maybe you hate films entirely. I don't know. But I will say that art makes us better human beings. And it's really important that we support culture and the arts, both locally and nationally and internationally. In summary, Hawaii's film and TV industry provides wages and benefits that are irreplaceable by other industries. These thriving wage careers create a pathway to home ownership and can significantly decrease the exodus of local residents to other areas of the world. By addressing these limiting factors, this industry, which has historically created meaningful economic impact and diversity, can create a brighter future for the state of Hawaii. And that is my presentation. Here is my contact info. Hit me up if you ever want to talk story about stuff and things.
Thank you, Tui. Very interesting. What comes to mind is that how can we support what you're doing? I know you mentioned go to plays, go to movies, support the arts.
Part of it is policy. Part of it is paying attention to state initiatives on film tax incentive, on permitting, things of that nature. If you have folks that are interested in the industry, get them started with literally anything, whether it's construction, whether it's driving Uber, like any of the skill sets that one could build upon to create more opportunities for themselves. We also have those opportunities within the industry. But in order for us to create more work for folks, we have to create an ecosystem and an environment that is welcoming to businesses to create more work opportunities for folks.
Anyone has any questions for Tui? Comments, questions?
Don't you have an existing project with Nanakuli High School?
We have existing projects all over the place.
All
I mean,
over.
we have members who are dedicated to their communities that are doing small pet projects to much larger things, and trying to encourage locals and Native Hawaiians to get into the game and start figuring it out. Ohina Labs is one of the great local content creator sort of boot camps that are available. Folks who are interested in checking that out. Ohina Labs is a pretty prime example of what can be done locally to create film projects that will propel our local creative industry.
We have Olelo online right now. And
Olelo is amazing too. We have yet to really hang out, but I look forward to working with Olelo. If there's anything that we can do, please reach out to us.
Because they have a good presence, right, in high schools.
Yeah, I think one of them that Tui's already at is Castle High School. They have a thriving theater, and I know they're doing a lot of OSHA 10 and a lot of things out there. So again, Tui's been doing a great amount of stuff and waiting to get in and work together closer.
Amen.
So Tui, I know the Creative Arts and Technology Board at Farrington High School. How can you support the students? Can we use maybe Zoom meetings or presentations so they can learn how to get started? I mean, they've been doing around, they're doing plays and stuff out there.
Yeah, I mean, our office is in Iwilei. I would be happy to drive over. Happy to plan something before the school year starts. If you want to schedule some things for me to come through and, either advise or, instruct or just sit in and watch and provide commentary afterwards. Any way that I can help out our community, especially our young kids, I'm down.
Okay, thank you, Tui. I see Wes.
Yeah, Tui, I'm going to take you up on that right now. And we do externships with certain schools. If you could just come in and, like you were saying, just talk more about the industry after they visit the physical location, I think we could get a lot more momentum going.
So down, so down.
Okay, I'll reach out.
Just for everyone's in the chat. That's my cell phone. Say what's up.
Anybody has any other questions? Okay, I know that for our note taking, we want to have people so we can for our minutes. Could the people introduce themselves and their organization? I see JD on it. Hi, JD.
Hi everyone. Sorry I hopped on late. I had a conflict, but I am representing Hawaiian Airlines and Alaska Air.
Thank you, JD. Troy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Troy Silioka, Hawaii Department of Education, Career and Technical Education.
And I know Colette is on her iPhone because we cannot get her hooked up.
Very quickly, I want to say I have to run to go and complete prep for this PA or production boot camp. Thank you so very much for the opportunity to present. Wes, hit me up, bro.
Okay, thank you, Tuli.
Aloha.
Thanks a lot.
Hi. Okay, I am not sure how to do this, but hello, nice to see everybody. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Colette is with the storefront program out in Waihawa
Yes,
Central District.
DOE, got it, got it.
Okay, thank you. Next, at this time, we'll have introduced our Workforce Development Council Executive Director, Annette, will give us updates.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's always challenging to follow after Tui with his energy, his ability and to articulate all his programs, but we will try. My name is Banette Misalucha, Executive Director of the Workforce Development Council. I know a number of you have heard this presentation because we did it at the quarterly board meeting, and yesterday we had the Special Projects Committee meeting. So again, apologies to you because you're going to hear the same thing, but there are a number of people who are new in this milieu, in this meeting. So allow me to just go over some of the highlights, the exciting things that are going on at the Workforce Development Council. So first of all, we're going through the implementation of the State Workforce Unified Plan. And primary to that is that we're having our Synergy Summit 2 on July 9th. We have a lot of people already listed for that. We might have to close the registration at some point because of the capacity of the room. But essentially what we're doing is we are unveiling the North Star, or what we call the generational commitment. It's an effort that has been very collaborative, where we drew from all the various sectors of our community, private sector, public sector, nonprofits, as well as philanthropic, and came up with something that hopefully will resonate with everyone and will represent what we're all trying to achieve about workforce development. We had a technical grant from the National Governors Association that we were able to, that's why we're able to accomplish that. So next slide, please. This is the timeline, I believe, that tries to give you an overarching view of where we're at. And if you look at the July 2025 timeline, we're going to have the Synergy Summit, but in September, we're having the Future of Work Conference. This is our third Future of Work Conference. If you had not gone to one, please make it a point. It's going to be September 24th. This is a collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce of Hawaii, and the last two ones were very well received, so hopefully we're going to try to meet everyone's expectation as well. We're hoping the governor will proclaim for the third time September as the National or Hawaii Workforce Development Month, which is also being celebrated nationally. And then we are on target because we have the reiteration of this plan, they call it the modified plan, which is due in 2026, which we hope we will be able to meet those targets. But in the meantime, again, a wonderful exercised in collaboration and making sure everybody is trying to direct our efforts all in one direction. Go ahead. Next slide. So this is just a slide that shows you that we're going through some transition at Workforce Development Council, where we're delineating roles and responsibilities with the Workforce Development Division. We hope to be able to complete that during the third quarter and sign an MOU with them. If you've been following up or following the developments, this exactly will tell you what it is in terms of the roles that we are set to step into. Go ahead. Next slide. So for the second quarter, we are trying to develop our website, making it a little more current as well as user-friendly. Go ahead. Next slide. In addition to all the other events and focus, I want to share with you that internally we're also going through some organizational realignment, especially with our committees. We're going to do our board retreat, and again, the future of planning future of work planning is now going through. We also want to let you know that our workforce development heroes will be soon launched, and the awards will be happening during the Future of Work conference in September. So if you know someone who you think should be recognized, the forms will be available on the WDC website very shortly. Next slide. And for our upcoming events, we have a webinar that we're collaborating with Strata Foundation on their latest research, and Hawaii will be featured as and focus on Hawaii. So we hope to be able to bring that to you sometime in July. We're still trying to pinpoint the date for that as well. Other than that, I think we have everything covered. Chair, back to you.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions for Bennett since we have her here? Okay, thank you, Bennett. At this time, the public is welcome to announce upcoming events, comment on relevant issues that are not included in this meeting's agenda. Please be advised that in compliance with the Sunshine Law, the committee cannot discuss or act on any issues that are not included in the meeting's agenda, but issues raised during this period may be included in future agendas for the committee's consideration. We ask you to limit your comments to 2 minutes each. Do we have any comments or announcements, upcoming events? Okay, hearing none. And we can finish early. So I want to thank you all for joining us. I think we had a few people that we didn't have on our minutes. I know Aaron Yagi, can you introduce yourself and organization?
Hello, everyone. Sorry for my tardiness. Erin Yagi from Leeward Community College, Alternative Certification for CTE Licensure Program.
And I think I had Rosanna speak, but I think we didn't have her introduced for the minutes.
Oh, I did, but hi again, Roseanne Parpato from the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, Corrections Education.
Okay, we also have Patty.
Aloha, everyone. Apologies for being tardy as well. I'm the CEO for Boys and Girls Clubs of Hawaii.
Okay. Thank you all for attending. Our next meeting will tentatively be scheduled for October 7th, Tuesday, from 1 o'clock in room 317. If there's no questions or comments, meeting adjourned at 2:05. Thank you all for attending. If you have any questions, please contact us. Thank you.
Happy July 4th.
Mahalo.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Carrie. Thank you from
Okay,
Wahiawa.
Colette, take care.
Bye. Take care.
We're gonna visit your place.
Yeah, you gotta. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'll send you some pictures.
Okay, great.
From big to small, but good transition. Good transition.
We wanna see the
Crazy.
finished product too.
I'm the queen hoarder. Trust me.
Okay,
Thanks, you guys. Take care.
thank you,
Bye.
thank you, Colette. I'll put the chat to see what. Oh, that's their information,
Yeah,
their
yeah,
information.
they just.
Okay.